Welcome, everyone. So, have you ever stopped to wonder why, with all the different search engines out there, Google just has this absolute, undeniable monopoly? Well, in this explainer today, we're going to decode the brilliant secret behind that dominance. We're literally looking at the evolution of search, breaking down the top 5 algorithms that change the internet forever.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. We're starting with the Google monopoly itself. Then, we'll take a chronological journey through the big 5 algorithm shifts: Panda in 2011, Penguin in 2012, Hummingbird in 2013, RankBrain in 2015, and finally, Page Experience in 2021.
So first things first, why does Google actually have a monopoly? The sheer scale of it is just wild. We're talking billions of searches every single day. And Google's algorithms, they brilliantly filter through those billions of data points to give you exactly the results you want. It's not magic, right? It's a meticulously designed system that just consistently delivers the most relevant answers on the planet.
Now let's look at how this all builds across a timeline. Just a quick heads up, Google is actually tweaking its system all the time. Minor invisible updates happen practically every day. But we're focusing on the massive structural changes here, the historic milestones that completely rewrote the rules of search engine optimization.
All right, let's dive right in. The year is 2011, and we are entering Era 1, Panda, the content purge.
This was the exact year Google finally declared war on lazy, copy-pasted websites. Before 2011, the web was just full of junk. People would literally copy content from other sites or post what we call thin content, pages with absolutely zero real value for the reader. And I gotta warn you, if your site relied on those lazy tactics back then, Panda was your worst nightmare. It was specifically designed to hunt down and flag that thin, keyword-stuffed content immediately.
The stakes were incredibly severe. Think of it like a crime and punishment system. The crime: extreme repetition of words, completely duplicated paragraphs, or forced keyword stuffing. And the punishment? Well, Google didn't just give you a slap on the wrist. If you had too much thin content, they ruthlessly downranked you, and in a lot of cases, literally blocked your website from search results entirely. Boom, gone.
So, how do you actually survive and thrive post-Panda? The cure is pretty straightforward. You gotta hire good writers. You absolutely must create 100% original, high-quality content and avoid plagiarism like the plague. Unique, valuable content became, and honestly still is, the absolute fundamental foundation of survival on Google.
Okay, so we've cleaned up the text. That brings us to 2012 and the battlefield shifts. Welcome to Era 2, Penguin, the link cleanup.
This update completely shifted Google's focus from on-page content right into the realm of off-page backlinking. Basically, before 2012, link building was the Wild West. People tried to cheat the system, putting their website links on totally irrelevant, spammy websites or buying thousands of cheap links in these massive link farms. Penguin was built to eliminate that unnatural backlink creation literally overnight.
Once again, we've got a strict system of law and order. The crime this time: link spamming. Google caught on to these unnatural, forced backlink schemes. If your site was suddenly linked to by 1,000 low-quality random directories, Google knew you were cheating. The punishment? Severe, devastating downranking that completely ruined businesses relying on that spam.
So, to survive the Penguin era, the new rules were crystal clear. You need to build links on high-authority domains. You have to make sure those links are placed naturally, right where they actually make sense to a human reader. The ultimate takeaway? Focus heavily on quality over quantity. Trust me, one natural link from a highly respected domain is worth vastly more than 100 spammy ones.
Now, Panda and Penguin did a fantastic job of punishing bad practices. But it left Google with a really fascinating problem. What happens when users search for something kind of vague? Like, what happens when a human types a messy, conversational question into the search bar rather than perfectly matched keywords?
Well, that question led to a massive pivot. Enter Era 3 in 2013, Hummingbird, understanding context.
This right here was the major turning point. Google evolved from a machine that just punished spammers into a system that genuinely tried to understand human context. Hummingbird shifted the algorithm's entire focus. Instead of just looking for exact keyword matches, it started reading the broader context of a query. This brilliantly put an end to that incredibly annoying practice where businesses would just awkwardly stuff their target keyword into every single sentence to rank higher. Google could finally read between the lines.
If you take just one thing away from the Hummingbird update, it's this: focus on context, not just keywords. To adapt to this new reality, your content couldn't just read like a dictionary of keywords anymore. It actually had to flow naturally and answer the real, underlying questions that searchers were asking.
Now, Hummingbird laid the groundwork, sure, but 2015 took things to an entirely unprecedented level. Welcome to Era 4, RankBrain, User Intent.
This was a monumental shift in search, because it's when Google started relying heavily on artificial intelligence. RankBrain is an incredibly fascinating AI-driven system. It acts almost like a human brain, constantly learning and adapting. Its sole purpose? To uncover the true intent behind what a user types into the search bar and deliver the absolute best results, even if the searcher didn't type their question perfectly. It figures out what you actually mean, not just what you say. It's wild.
So how on earth do you optimize for an AI that thinks like a human? Well, first, you write strictly for user intent. Give them exactly the solution they came looking for. Second, use clear, highly readable language. And third, actually, this one gets overlooked a lot. Build your social media reputation across various platforms. See, RankBrain looks at how your brand is perceived across the whole web to verify your authority and ensure it's serving up trustworthy results.
Finally, let's jump ahead to the modern era of search. Era 5, Page Experience, the user-first era.
Because today, having the best written content in the world isn't always enough. The Page Experience update made technical SEO and overall website usability critical, unavoidable ranking factors. Google is now meticulously judging exactly how a user feels and interacts when they navigate your specific website. Are buttons easy to click? Is the text jumping around while they're trying to read? Basically, is it a smooth, pleasant experience?
And out of all those technical metrics, we absolutely have to talk about page load time. Think about it. If your website takes too long to load, your user experience is inherently bad. People get frustrated, they hit the back button, and they leave. Google knows this. So if your load times are high, they will drop your rank, completely regardless of how amazing your content might be. Speed is literally survival.
To summarize this incredible chronological journey from 2011 to today, let this quote be your guiding light. Google's goal is the best user experience. Make that your goal too. You've got to stop trying to trick the bots. Stop writing for algorithms. Make the human user your absolute ultimate priority, and you will naturally align with everything Google is trying to achieve.
So as we look past 2021 and step right into this new era of advanced AI chatbots and voice search, I want to leave you with a provocative thought. What other Google algorithms do you think are actively shaping the future of search right now? Keep exploring the technical side of SEO, and always remember to put the user first. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and we'll see you next time.